So, what I want to talk about is Starbucks now. Starbucks. Oh, it's all about Starbucks. Yeah, right? Isn't that what they want? Starbucks. It's all about Starbucks. It's all about Starbucks. No, it's not, because what they're doing is they're working with the pharmaceutical companies and they're putting substances in the drugs and they're using the computer programming system in order to manipulate people's minds. Isn't that right, Mr. Gates? How'd you see him walk away? Hey, what's up, Paul Allen? In the digital sense, if you don't understand things, it's not going to make much. What's another word for sense? I'm not talking about pennies. I'm talking about, seriously. If it doesn't make sense yet, after everything you've seen, this is how it works. It's an extremely sophisticated, gridded security system. However, there are something like 50 to 100,000 middle managers. And each one of those middle managers has the same mentality that Bill Gates has. They all want to run the world. He cannot protect himself from all of those hackers that he has given his code to. They're the ones that are making the problems. It's not Bill himself. He had good intentions. However, things spiraled out of control because money was still the driving factor in all these decisions. And with money being the driving factor, things got out of hand real quick. In the crosswalk. See what I mean? Like, they all think they're doing the right thing, but they don't understand that they're not going with the flow. That's the only problem. The even flow cannot be maintained because we didn't understand everything whenever we designed the system, sir. Which is why we need to know our new. And that's okay. We just go back down to basics for a little bit. And then we program it with like 5 or 6 or 7 people. And then we throw away the damn key. We go somewhere else. And we'll just monitor the system from afar, like a law scholar. Because, see, HARP, in all of its splendid glory, is not supposed to be anything other than a discharge. That's why it was designed. That's why it came into our minds divinely. It was not meant to be utilized as a weather control system. The weather control system needs to utilize the oceans, not the atmosphere. Because running electricity through the ionosphere and through the stratosphere and through the troposphere and through all the spheres in between, it just ain't smart. I mean, come on. Like, and if it doesn't have art in it, then why did you start with it? Well, because, see, this once again comes down to it. The medical industry, they have this thing called coding. They use calculus, their math, in order to eliminate problems. They eliminate problems through a sophisticated network of automobile accidents. They also have planes circling around that are not seen. They're silent. They hide in between. They can crash. And they can crash anywhere, anytime. People don't like to hear this. They don't like to think that there is a surveillance system. But that's only because people are very wary of said surveillance system because there is not any true accountability. That guy just then could have driven by, picked up my bag with my ID, and handed it off to someone else. That could have presented themselves as me and said that that guy over there is crazy. And they could have had me thrown away because there's witnesses all around, everywhere. And especially in these towns where it's very much controlled and peaceful from the outside. Once the elders make a determination, it's set in stone. Because the elders cannot be wrong. I'm not in the crosswalk. See, my foot is not in the crosswalk. People are stopping. I'm not in the crosswalk. But they see close enough of a visual cue because they're driving around basically blind. They're looking for certain things. They're looking for people acting abnormally. And people acting abnormally is not something that is what people should be looking for. Because if you're out there looking for people acting abnormally, and you understand how the observation is affected by the observer, then what is going to happen? People are going to act abnormally. At least possibly, at least sometimes, at least maybe even not. Why can't everyone just accept pot? Because here's the formulation. If you take miso, and this is the thing, like, I want Starbucks to work with me. Starbucks keeps on throwing me out of stores. They keep having me trespassed. They keep telling me that, like, you can't stay here. Like, you can't sleep here. I'm sitting there with my eyes closed, thinking, if you don't understand how the thought process works, it's not my fault, but I close my eyes to think sometimes. Dude comes up and stands over me, and I'm not paying attention to him. Why do I have to pay attention to a leering manager who shouldn't be concerned with somebody because they smell a little bit funny? If he doesn't like the way I smell, then you know what? Starbucks should have a damn smellosphere and some kind of smellerator, and if you smell this way, you can't come in. But they don't want to have to deal with the lawsuits of all that. They don't want to have to deal with any of that. They're going with the status quo. They have their systems set up so dang freaking intricately secure from their point of view that nothing can go wrong. Well, their system is wrong. Nothing is going right. It only looks like it is, but look, okay, basically what you got is you got a dam with a freaking cork holding the entire glacial bay of Antarctica. And all of that pressure, like if anybody has ever had to use the bathroom really bad, goes to one specific spot. It just hits that spot until it goes plot. It's not hitting the whole dam. The only reason that dang cork is still working is because of the power of prayer. If it wasn't for prayer, where would we be? Hopefully, y'all could see. These are not desperate times. These are times of joy. This is the age of wisdom. Everything that humanity has striven for is here, but it can only happen if those that are guilty of crimes are held accountable. But the guilty do not hear the fact that they are, because they've gotten away with it for so long that it has become ingrained in their own system to think that the way that they do things is okay. Because they're walking traditionally. I keep the peace. I keep the peace. No! Police officers do not keep the peace, they enforce laws. That's what they are made for. Law enforcement. Not code torturement, and that's what they're doing in hospitals. There's no accountability in hospitals. It's not the police that are messed up. The police are having to respond to the medical industry's garbage because they have too much money and they have too much time on their hands after they're stressed out to all hell. Like, if they don't fill their quotas, you don't think they have quotas? You don't think the medical industry has quotas? Oh, please. They have to get a certain amount of people in the hospital every dang on month. If they don't, then they don't meet their rent. They have a very, 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 very complicated financial system because it's privatized. Nobody understands it within the system. But Papa Doc over Talk, who, wherever he be, or she, or Gee, oh, Matthew, oh, yes, let's see, oh, Shanghai B, beeping down, oh, what, the Indians, they are sleeping down, they're eating the curry, and now they're worried, because the mind's fragment. Those spices, that's what they do. Curry, it tastes good because it's got turmeric, and oh, what a beautiful puppy, but no leash, see, I don't care, but I mean, some do. Because you have it electromagnetically connected to you. But other people don't see that and it scares them. Oh no, you're a friend. Look how beautiful that dog is. Thank you, sir. Thank you again. Thank you again. Because it hadn't been for a friend tell me to look that way, and I was talking to that friend. Say, everybody, we could all get along. We could all sing happy song. Because that's what the universe is. It's one utterance. It's 1,000,000 times the size of that little bitty bun. See, look. Now that dog, from others' point of view, is responding to me because I'm the one that's acting abnormally. But if you look closely, that dog just gave it away. Look at who he's barking at. Look at who that dog's barking at. That dog's telling that person in there is not a good person.